Greetings. We are Pleiadians. It's time to acknowledge our powers and live in the now. Live for freedom, for the extent of your freedom will depend on your acceptance of responsibility. If you are unable to respond, to react, you simply close yourself in a cocoon, in a network so entangled that you will never get out of it. As a family of light, we appeal to you. Pay attention to what is within you. The history of your world shows that people were punished for free thinking. You live in a world that at a certain time fed you with the truth the earth is the center of the universe, and anyone who disagrees will be burned at the stake. Today you are faced with the need for the same switching of perception. Will you expand your vision beyond what you think, and will you find the courage to speak and live your truth? Love from within you is essential to achieve the shift. Life begins to take on meaning when you understand exactly what you choose, who to be. Global awakening. Wait for the rest. Your own spiritual growth depends both on the level of development of planetary consciousness and on your own target spiritual matrix. While you may sometimes feel annoyed that you have not advanced further than you would like, be patient as you move closer and closer to your goal with each step. If you transfer knowledge, this knowledge is spread throughout the entire globe. Codes are deciphered, and masses of people develop. The planetary consciousness of the human race is encrypted in such a way that awakening to a broader individuality can only occur in conjunction with other people. A kind of critical spiritual mass is needed for a shift in the general consciousness of all people to become possible. In other words, a certain spiritual and energetic configuration is required. Your consciousness is programmed in such a way that after reaching a certain spiritual height, you find yourself on a plateau and, gaining patience, wait for others to follow you. Only after waiting for the rise of a sufficiently large group of people, you can take a further step, make a further ascent. Greetings. We are Pleiadians. Don't look outside for your twin flame. Strive for the integration of masculine and feminine principles in yourself. Integration creates wholeness. Whole people attract other whole people to them, and such relationships are based on trust, desire, and freedom of choice. Such relationships are not built on the principle I need you. I need in my life to complement and confirm me. You become whole and self-sufficient and then interact with someone who is also whole and self-sufficient and invites you to explore a new area of being together. When you nurture the twin flame within yourself, you recognize both divine energies in yourself, that part of consciousness that is the creator goddess, the intuitive, feeling, life-giving aspect, and the other part of it, which is the rational, strong, intellectual aspect. One part is very spiritual and the other is very earthly. When you marry these opposites within yourself, you will inevitably find someone with similar characteristics. You simply cannot be with someone who is not an integrated whole. You will automatically begin to attract whole people to yourself, and this process will not require any effort from you. You will be able to connect with each other through desire and recognition, not out of need. You will achieve what you previously could not imagine possible in relationships, and the very concept of human relationships will expand its boundaries and change its meaning. You yourself will become the model images of a new type of relationship. Travelers in time. Time travelers delve into time to change history, but, as we said, not every slice of time is available to them. You are traveling on your planet, but you cannot go anywhere. Every time you travel to a new place, you need to stock up on proper currency, language and customs. There are many factors to consider when traveling around your planet. Time travelers need to take care of even more things. They have a multidimensional vision of your world and all that is. They are not linear like you are. Linear creatures often have fuses lit when they experience a time jump. Time travelers come in all kinds and sizes and come from every aspect of being. Surely there are time travelers on Earth at the time you live. On your planet, people have been changing time for a long time, although your current experiments with time are a consequence of activity that began, as we mentioned, about 100 years ago. There have always been people who can use their minds to change electromagnetic energies and influence time. Where did they get these ideas? You may ask. Remember, the invisible is all around you. Multidimensional beings are present in your world. Message from the Pleiadians. No one promised it will be simple. You fulfill your destiny at every moment of your existence. This is what you have agreed to, which is part of your being. You know that you are constantly challenged, because only in this way can you learn something. Nobody ever told you that everything will always be easy. Nobody gave you a guarantee that absolutely everything will be given to you without the slightest effort. You may be starting to understand the degree of devotion required to transcend the boundaries of reality. When you come to these boundaries, you can feel that you are standing with one foot in one world, your middle finger on your hand is in the other, and your nose and big toe are in a different reality. It is a very unusual feeling to feel the energies of different realities from different worlds intersecting in your physical body. Many people now feel that they are tiptoeing through a very strange virgin soil. Yes, in such a process there is an element of strangeness, elation and joy, as well as eccentricity. The teachings of the Pleiades. Greetings. We are Pleiadians. When enough people awaken spiritually in single bursts of consciousness, merging together, activate the measuring installations invisible to the eye, exceeding the critical mass will cause the array of secret information to turn into an explicit form, and then the closed information will become publicly available. Such a process can be compared to the fact that a millionth person, passing through a turnstile, wins a prize. Only instead of one person, everyone wins the prize. As the mass consciousness of the planet becomes open, the unfolding of planetary consciousness will be possible due to the fact that millions of people have followed their individual spiritual matrix and developed a receptiveness to new information. The teachings of the Pleiades. Healing your shadow part. Do you know how many people are ready to look at the negative and dark sides of their lives? Very few. Do you know how many people, without realizing it, live in such darkness? All of you are here to look into the darkness, since it is in the darkness that you will find the ray of light and the reason why the light returns. You cannot just go towards the light and say, darkness is bad, it is something negative, and I do not want to see it. Do not be afraid. Do not turn away from what you close your eyes to. Let your heart be open. Believe that the pain you are experiencing needs to be explored and recognized. To let go of pain, it must be processed at the level of cellular memory. Deep memory is currently rising to the surface from the most hidden repositories of consciousness. Memories like these trigger certain emotional responses. That negative that you see, that evil that appears before you, needs your attention and awareness. You are this evil. These are your own unresolved issues. Recognize what is causing you pain and say, yes, based on what I know and on the preparation processes going through my mind, I can see this phenomenon event. Relationship as a misuse of energy. But it's okay, I will transmute this energy into light. I will make something joyful out of her. Do not run away from the shadow sides of life, as healing occurs as the shadow sides of life are felt, realized and understood. The Pleiadians through Barbara Marciniak. Fill your energy field with new experience. You are amazing creatures, no doubt about that. You have a tendency to hold on to what you find. Many of you are slowly changing, and when you change, you grab your changes like a crab with its claws. It seems that if you could be encouraged to shift the frequency and this would change your perception of the world, then you would learn to maintain that frequency. You can handle this. The problem is leaving the old frequencies. Some of you have gone into a state of over-focus, repeating frequencies within your field by repeatedly identifying with the same life experience, as a result of which your energy field has become too boring and lifeless. If you don't fill the energy field with new experiences, new ideas and new versions of yourself, your field becomes dull and decrepit, bored with repeating the same old story. After you have explored the depths of healing within yourself and become familiar with what is opposed to you, move on. Create new stories. And when retelling the old ones, do it a little differently each time. If you repeat the same story about yourself over and over again, know that you are losing a good opportunity to get a different look from these gems of experience, memories from life or from a state of clinical death, joy and delight, tragedies and crises. Talking about your experiences, intend to comprehend them in a new way, to come to a broader view and follow the development of history. If each of you approaches your life like this, then when the earth reveals its secrets, you will learn about a different story, including about yourself. The message of the Pleiadians. Want development? Work the blocks. As the volume of energy flowing through the planet increases, all blocks of your consciousness strengthen at all levels of their manifestation. Nothing will remain unaffected by this process, be it the physical, mental, emotional or spiritual body. Unconscious, not expressed feelings and ideas form obstacles to the free flow of energy, the purpose of which is to unite you into a single whole. You need to help this process by taking responsibility for yourself. As soon as a prejudice or unwillingness to deal with something is indicated in your mind, a certain difficulty, I do not want to know this. I hate it in myself. I don't like it. You can be sure that a magnifying glass will appear over such a thought and it will be displayed to you from the outside without fail. You will squeak and wriggle until you yourself come to the only correct decision. If you do not resolve this contradiction and find the correct solution, then such behavior will lead you to an extremely difficult situation. There is a gradual increase in the intensity of the manifestation of blocks in order to teach people responsibility for their lives and the need to clearly formulate goals and intentions. The message of the Pleiadians,